Hello and welcome. My name is Joly and I'm a watercolor artist based in the Philippines. I love painting loose, expressive watercolor florals. In this series, in partnership with Strathmore Papers, we'll explore how to paint loose watercolor flowers using different brushes. In this video, we are going to explore how to use a Filbert brush to paint loose watercolor florals. Before we start, let's quickly go over the materials that we will be using. Let's start with the brushes. I am going to use the Princeton Velvetouch Filbert brushes. A Filbert brush has a nice rounded shape, so it's really perfect for painting petal-like strokes. So we are going to use three sizes, size 6, 8, and 12. Size 12 is a nice big brush, so you can use that to paint fluffy petals, and then size 6 and 8 is nice for smaller details. For the paint, we are going to use the Daler-Rowney Aquafine watercolors. This is a set of 48, so you get a lot of beautiful colors that's perfect for painting flowers. For our brushstroke exercises, I'm going to use the Strathmore 400 series. It's a nice paper for practicing and honing your skills. This is a ring-bound paper and it is cold pressed. The thickness is 300 GSM. For our final painting, we're going to use the Strathmore 500 series. This is 100% cotton paper. It's also pre-cut for us. So we have an 8 by 10 inch size here. And then this is also cold pressed paper and the thickness is 300 GSM. Alright, let's start the brushstroke exercises. We're going to start with the size 12 Filbert brush. They also call this the Bloom's brush. So this is a nice brush for painting fluffy petals. I also have the smaller brushes which we will be using later on. Alright, so we can start with any paint that you have in your palette. I'm just gonna use this orange color. Let's explore the strokes that we can do with the Filbert brush. So I'm going to tilt my brush in a 90-degree angle and I'm going to let the tip of the brush touch the paper and create some nice thin strokes. So it feels like I'm doing a slicing motion. So when you do a light pressure, you get a thin line. When you add more pressure, then you get a thicker line. So we can also drag our brush to create a broad stroke just like this. You can use this brush for large washes or backgrounds. And what I love about this brush is the rounded edge. So if you lay your brush flat like this and drag it, you have a nice petal tip. And you can continue just pressing your brush and practicing this stroke so that you will be more acquainted with this brush. Okay, next let's do a different petal shape. I'm going to do a more curved stroke like this. So just press and then drag, then lift towards the end so that you have a nice pointy tip. Now don't worry, it doesn't have to look perfect all the time. It is going to create unique shapes every time you practice. So try to do these curved strokes from different angles as well. To create thin petals, you can also use the flat side of the brush and then just gently put pressure on the paper and drag your brush. You can apply light pressure or more pressure to your brush. Make sure you try to lift towards the end so that you have a nice pointy tip. So here I'm just trying to create different marks. So just have fun and explore different parts of the brush. Now let's move on to a smaller brush. This is the size 8. And again, we can just stamp our brush just to observe the shape that it will create. You can use the flat side of the brush and just slowly press and then drag towards the end to create a leaf shape. So I love practicing leaves with the Filbert brush. I can do it in different angles. I can put more pressure to create a broader petal or do some wavy strokes. You can also use the tip of the brush to add some texture, add some dots. So we can also paint some curved strokes using this brush if you need to paint smaller petals. So just press, drag, and then lift. You can paint this at an angle so that you have a more curved stroke. And of course, you can also use this to add some thin lines, some stems, or maybe some veins on the petals. Alright, so I think we were able to explore this brush really well. Now let's move on to painting a beautiful poppy. Let's start with this size 12 Filbert brush. I'm going to grab the cadmium orange hue. You can use other colors as well, but I wanted the bright orange poppy. We are going to paint a very loose style of poppy, so we just want the brush to move freely and let's just enjoy the process. I'm going to press and drag my brush going down and paint a few more strokes beside it to create a broader petal. Now I'm using the side of the brush and just trying to flick my brush. All my strokes are going back to the center of this flower. Now I'm gonna grab a more pigmented cadmium orange just to add some more contrast. So let's do some more strokes on the side. You can see I'm pressing and then trying to lift towards the end. So we are mixing broad strokes and also thin strokes so that we can add some movement to this flower. Okay, we can try to twist our brush as well and let it face in different directions. So here I'm going to paint a shorter petal because this is a poppy that is at an angle. So we want the front petals to be shorter. Let's switch to a size 8 brush or a smaller brush. I'm gonna grab cadmium red hue. So I'm gonna put this in the center while the flower is still wet. So we just want some contrast. That's why I'm adding a deeper red in the center. Next, let's grab indigo, or you can grab any dark color and add it in the center. Using the same brush, we're going to grab sap green or any green in your palette, and we're going to paint the stem. I'm using just the tip of the brush and just lightly touching the paper and creating these sort of broken lines. I'm going to paint different stems, so we can also add some leaves near the flowers. Okay, you want a leaf that's facing down, so just press your brush. You can try to wiggle and then lift. So it's nice to add some movement using the leaves. Alright, maybe we can paint a smaller flower. So I'm still using the size 12 brush and we're going to paint shorter petals. Just press and then lift. And now I'm going to tilt my brush to the side and then lift again, going to the center of the flower. So you can go over some of the petals again if you want to fix the shape. I'm also using the side of my brush to create these thinner petals. Now with a smaller brush, this is size 8, I'm going to paint another stem, and you can see that the stem is a little bit curved, and that's because we want some movement. And I'm going to add some leaves near the main flower. Alright, you can add one more stem here just to make it look more balanced. Let's paint a small bud. I'm just going to use my smaller brush and paint sort of an oval shape. Then we're gonna add some more green towards the base just to let the two colors blend. Now we can add some more leaves just to fill in some of the white spaces. And it's nice to use a smaller brush so you can have some smaller leaves as well. With some of the leaves are already dry, so you can grab a darker green and just paint some strokes or veins on the leaves. So now I'm just mixing a deeper or more concentrated cadmium orange. I'm using my size 12 round brush, and using the tip of the brush, we're going to paint some thin strokes. And what we're doing is we're adding some texture on the petals. They will look like shadows or ruffles on the petals. So you can also grab a little bit of that dark color in the center and let it flow to the veins that you just painted. And if you're having a hard time using this big brush, we can switch to a smaller brush. This is size 6. So this way we can create thinner veins. So I'm using the same mixture. This is just a more concentrated cadmium orange. You just need a color that is maybe about 2 shades deeper than the base color. So you can see that I'm just gently tapping my brush to create these short strokes. You're also going to add some veins on this flower that is on its side. So this small bud right here is looking a little pale, so we're gonna go over it with some more cadmium orange. So to further highlight the center, we're gonna add some indigo and just put some small dots all around the center. I'm also gonna grab a little bit of sap green, or you can grab some yellow just to make the center pop. And another tip is that you can use some white gouache if you want to add some more highlights. And there you have it. We have this beautiful orange poppy. I hope you enjoyed following this tutorial. And I'll see you in the next video as we learn how to paint using a different brush.